In this box is the Splach Thunder, and this is a scooter that I've been looking forward to reviewing for a long time. I've heard a lot of great things about Splach from other reviewers, and I also think that the value proposition of this is fantastic. This is currently under $1,000, top speed of 37 miles an hour, and a lot of other features. So let's crack it open, let's take a look at it, let's see if it's any good. Let's go. Riding like flying. Standard 2 amp charger. I'll put the charging time up in the corner right now. It's packaged pretty well here. As usual, FedEx did a horrendous job and they split the side of the box open, but it looks to be okay since the scooter's packaged well. But as long as the scooter's okay, that's all I really care about. Da-da-da-da! I like this gold color a lot. That's dope. To be completely honest with you, I was always a little skeptical of Splach because the specs looked way too good to be true for the price. I thought there had to be some sort of catch here, but so far, looks fantastic. Everything seems to be high quality. Yeah, even the buttons here, they're not the older, like plasticky, outdated buttons. They're the newer version of these button clusters. Hydraulic disc brakes. Those levers look fantastic. Even the thumb throttle looks unique. Feels pretty decent. A lot better than some of the plasticky thumb throttles that I've gotten at this price. You have the standard bike style handlebar stem clamp here. Which is really nice, which means that you can swap it out for your own handlebars. Looks like it's got these folding handlebars, which personally I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like they're not super useful usually, but I do like how solid these are. These actually screw in instead of just slotting in with springs. The handlebars also aren't flimsy. They're nice and thick. And so there should be like no flex in those. That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna get these handlebars on, make sure everything's okay with the scooter, take it for a little test spin, and then I will see you in a second to run down the features.
At the $1,000 price point, you usually have to accept some compromises. Scooter can be fast or it can be full of features, but it's rare to find one that delivers on everything that a rider would want. However, this scooter seems to be one of the exceptions. It balances portability and performance, it's packed with features, and it's impressively fast. So let's take a closer look at the individual specs and features on this scooter. Starting at the cockpit, you get some nice locking grips with a built-in palm rest. They only lock at a single point, which allows for a tiny bit of play, but it's not enough to be bothersome. There are quite a few button clusters, which I like to see. When scooters don't have enough buttons, you often have to double tap or use some sort of complex combination of buttons to access all the features. Here, everything is straightforward. You unlock the screen with an NFC chip, you have your power button, and your buttons for your lights and your turn signals, as well as a pretty loud horn. You also get separate buttons to switch between eco, drive, and sport modes, as well as the single and dual motor modes. This gives you a ton of customizability over your ride. Personally, I find myself riding in the dual motor turbo mode most of the time for maximum performance. The thumb throttle works well, though the travel does feel a little bit short. You could tilt it down just a little bit more for better ergonomics, but it's perfectly functional. This big color display is a great feature here. Even in the direct noonday sun in Las Vegas, it is plenty visible. It shows you your speed as well as your current output in watts. Through the P settings, which you can find in the digital manual, you can adjust everything from acceleration to top speed to the electronic braking. Personally, I've gone into the P settings and cranked the acceleration all the way up for the maximum amount of fun. One of the standout features here is the full hydraulic disc brake system. It's rare to see this at the $1,000 price point, and generally speaking, hydraulic brakes are superior in almost every way to regular cable-driven mechanical brakes. They require less maintenance, offer more sensitive control, and need less force at the lever, allowing for easy one-finger braking. For portability, you get folding handlebars. The threaded screw-in design is a bit tedious, but it ensures they're nice and solid while you're riding. When folded, they stay out of the way, giving the scooter a more compact profile. The main folding latch for the stem is simple but effective and includes a safety pin for extra security. You have to pull the pin and then a safety latch before you can fold the stem, so it's not going to go anywhere while you're riding. The lock is super solid, and I haven't noticed any stem play at all. This deck latch for the handlebar connects securely, making the scooter easy to carry and make sure that the handlebars won't flop around while you're carrying it. This scooter uses a cartridge style suspension similar to Dualtron, made of some sort of rubber or polyurethane. The benefit of this style is that it ramps up. It's softer on small bumps, but gets progressively stiffer on more aggressive hits to prevent you from bottoming out. Out of the box, the suspension does feel pretty stiff, which should be good for those larger bumps. But if it's anything like any other cartridge systems I've tried, it will likely soften up and become plusher over time. These 10-inch by 3-inch tires have a nice knobby texture, and between their size and the aggressive tread, you're going to have plenty of all-terrain capability. The tires and the stiff suspension should make it great for off-roading. The riding platform is a good size. It's quite long and narrow, which I like for proper riding form. If you ride with one foot forward and one in the back, there is a ton of space even for larger feet. If you ride with your feet side by side, which I do not suggest, you might find it a bit narrow. There's a rear tail for your back foot, though it is a little on the steep side. I don't think the scooter's acceleration is aggressive enough to require such a steep angle, and it does fatigue your leg a little bit on longer rides. However, there's plenty of deck space to move your foot around, so it's not a huge issue. For visibility, you get both stem and deck lighting, which is a nice touch. Through the app, you can customize the colors if that's something you're into. In terms of overall aesthetics, I think they did a fantastic job. It does look somewhat similar to some other dual motor scooters, but it is different enough, especially with this paint job, to stand out and feel unique. Powering the scooter are twin hub motors, both with a nominal output of 800 watts and a max output of 1200 watts each. This really is an impressive amount of power at this price, and you're not going to have any issues with hills or any sort of other terrain. This scooter really does do it all. The 52 volt 18.6 amp hour battery provides a really decent amount of range for this price class, and I'll go more into the range in just a second. But let's jump on the scooter now, and I'll show you the top speed, and I'll give you some more riding impressions as well as those range results.
Okay, let's do a true top speed pull here. Not fully crouched, but just nice athletic. We got 35, 36 claimed, 37 claimed, 39 claimed. Gonna slow down for this turn a little. Those are good brakes, man. Those are good brakes. Did I say 39? I didn't think about the numbers I was saying. I think I said 39. Let's see. Another one. You can definitely sense a little bit of wobbliness up at the very highest speeds. Like, it is not like necessarily like rock solid. There is a little bit of front wheel kind of drift and not wobble, but nothing like deadly, nothing deadly dangerous. But what I like about this class of scooter a lot is that it offers the benefits of dual motor performance. You get a good top speed. I've been seeing, mid 30s pretty easily. It also does a fantastic job of still being portable and reasonable and nimble and that kind of stuff. And that's why I think there are a lot of really great super scooters that weigh 120 pounds. But they can be really bulky and hard to control and hard to move around. Whereas this class of scooter, you still get pretty much all the speed and fun that you could want in a normal city setting. But then it's actually reasonable to toss in the back of your car. And something like this with folding handlebars is going to actually be able to fit in the trunk of a sedan or whatever. Oh, also these handlebars kind of loosen. These screw ones always loosen over time, so you have to constantly be cranking them down. These handlebars loosen up so fast from the vibrations. The biggest thing I have to complain about are these handlebars. I feel like I have to stop now and tighten this one down because it's wobbling already, and I just tightened it down 10 minutes ago. But I mean, we're looking at a really solid scooter here. The fact that I can't think of really anything to complain about other than not liking folding handlebars, which is easily remedied by just swapping this out for my own handlebars, I think is a really good indication. There hasn't been anything glaring with this scooter. It's just a solid scooter at $1,000. A lot more performance than you typically get. Plenty of quality. It's good looking. Okay, we actually just died. So I got 14 miles of range, but keep in mind, this is in the dual motor turbo mode with all the settings maxed out, including the acceleration setting. So the acceleration is like 2 times stronger than what it is out of the box. So that's going to drain the battery a lot faster. But I always like to check the minimum range so that you know that if you ride this fully maxed out, what you can expect.
Overall, I genuinely think we have a super well-rounded dual motor electric scooter at a fantastic price. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to either see more about the Splach Thunder or get exclusive access to extra videos, consider joining this channel for as little as $2. You can support what I do while getting a behind-the-scenes look at my testing process. It's also a great place to ask me questions and suggest future video topics and scooters to review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.